Hey friends, this is Jason Flatt, the host of Holy Star Wars. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you all to make sure to follow us on Twitter at holy_star_wars and check us out online at holystarwars.weebly.com. That's Weebly spelled W-E-E-B-L-Y. Both are great places to get all the best up-to-date information on the podcast, our shows, as well as tons of extra stuff that you're not going to be able to get from just listening. Alright, here we go. Now presenting Trope Troopers Episode 1, Garth Ho's Hope.
Ah, good. You're awake.
Yeah, good morning. How are you this fine? Wait. Who are you? What's going on? How did I get here? Am I dead or something?
No, the very opposite. You are safe now and in our hospitable care.
And just whose hospitable care might I be in this time? Because the last person to tell me that had sentenced me to death last I heard from him.
My name's Dorian Panake, the chief pathbearer of the Trope Troopers. And you are Garth Ho, runaway and fledgling rebel.
Wait. Did you say Trope Troopers?
You heard correctly.
But I thought the Trope Troopers were all executed by the judiciary after Bellafax refused to abdicate the throne. That was more than 15 standard years ago.
Yes, that's what we wanted Pantanesia and the Empire to think.
But if the Trope Troopers had been around this entire time, why hadn't they done anything to drive the Empire out? The House of Bellafax was supposed to give up power peacefully 17 standard years ago. That's how our government was supposed to work. Every 10 local years, the House of Trope and the House of Bellafax would peacefully relinquish power to let the other rule for 10 more.
You know a lot of history if you're one too young to even remember those days.
Yeah, well, I had a good teacher, I guess. Unlike you, obviously, if you think the Trope Troopers are still the protectors of anything, let alone a royal family.
While I concede that our efforts to restore the House of Trope and diminish the oppressive effects of the Empire have been so far unsuccessful,
That's an understatement.
we believe that we are in the strongest position we've been in a long time to move our mission forward. And this sort of ungrateful and disrespectful attitude is not going to bode well for you amongst our ranks.
Amongst your ranks? What are you trying to recruit me? Last thing I remember, I was about to be executed by the judiciary when out of nowhere people who claimed to be the surviving remnants of the only soldiers capable of saving this mess of a planet burst in and saved me. Now they're trying to recruit me to join their centuries-old order?
Yes, that is precisely what is happening. Garth, we've been watching you for some time now, and some of us in the Trope Trooper ranks, myself included, have advocated vehemently on your behalf. Saving you from that public execution bore an enormous risk in exposing our existence and our breadth to Bellafax and the Empire. We rescued you because I believe your talents and your passion for bringing some semblance of justice to Pantanesia are an asset our order cannot carry on without.
Well, that's kind. A friend of mine always used to say that you can't spell hope without ho. But, Dorian, I'm not exactly what you might call a team player. Sticking it to the Empire has always been a solo gig for me.
I think your friend would disagree with that. Unfortunately, Garth, solo is no longer an option for you. The stormtroopers and Royal Bellafax Guard will shoot you on sight. Security will be doubled or tripled in the city. You won't be able to move about Pantanesia City as you wish at all anymore.
But my arrest and the botched execution must have gotten somebody's attention. Maybe I'll find another person or two who hate the Empire as much as I do.
Garth, those were my thoughts exactly. You have certainly stirred the conscience of Pantanesia City. But look at where you are. I'm offering you the opportunity to be sheltered and protected by very capable people with the very disdain you speak of.
Yeah?
We want you to join us and take a leading role in a critical operation to recruit average citizens like you to our cause.
Average citizens? So are you asking me to be a trope trooper or an average citizen?
We are asking you to join our ranks so that together we can benefit from what each other can provide. Do you understand? Will you accept my offer?
I don't know, it's a lot to consider.
Then consider this, friend. Don the mask of the Trope Trooper Vanguard and lead me and another trooper in one of your now famous sabotage jobs. You prove you can still stick it to the Empire. We prove how together is the only way for any of us to be able to weaken the Empire's grip over our planet.
I still don't understand why, if the trope troopers have been around in secret all this time, you haven't done anything to help us in 17 years. Why reveal yourselves now all of a sudden?
Your lack of respect is irritating. We have been doing all we can in our limited and secretive capacity. If you have not noticed us, it is because we have been successful in the secretive aspect. Besides, we have been operating since before you could even hold a fusion cutter. You have no way to know how much worse off things would be without the work we have done over the years.
Okay, fine. You said security would be too tight to mess around with.
I said security would be more tight in Pantonesia City. I believe, though, that we have found a Purelium mine far enough removed from the city that Imperial security will be manageable.
And you're suggesting we attack the transport depot at that mine?
Precisely.
Well, at least now you're speaking my language. Usually only 2 troopers guarding any given transport, 1 trooper that guards the gate, and an officer in charge of the facility. There's never not a garrison of troops with some mechs nearby, though, in case of an emergency. I'd expect the numbers to be at least doubled with the heightened security. And you're sure the wall around the facility isn't going to be too deep for us to dig under? You trust too little. The Chief Pathbearer and I have been doing surveillance on this facility for weeks. The noise from the mine elevator's engine will provide cover for the turbo drills to get us into the facility.
Garth, your caution is an asset and is appreciated. I hope you can recognize that we are putting as much faith in you, though, as you must in us.
Garth. Nelby. You wear the Vanguard's mask well. Thank you, Nelby, and thanks for saving me back at the Judiciary. Repay me by continuing to wear that mask with valor. Do you know why we name our highest rank the Pathbearer and our lowest rank the Vanguard? The Vanguard is at the forefront of progress, always paving new paths. The Pathbearer maintains the trails they blazed and those blazed by others. We believe it is the great burden of the young to lead us forward. Irritating as your pushing may be, it is your Vanguard spirit that will make you a great Trope Trooper. Thank you, Nelby. Okay, I count 4 guards on the other side of the transport ship and several on the far side of the depot. Guess they didn't really plan for a rear infiltration, did they?
It would appear as such.
Okay, Nelby, plant the charges on the transport ship. Dorian and I will keep watch. Understood. It's back in the tunnel! It's a trap! What just happened? Where's Nelby? What did he mean a trap?
The Empire must have somehow known we would attack this depot. They must have rigged the transport ship themselves in hopes of taking us out with it.
But how could they have known? Is Nelby still up there?
We have to assume Nobi has been killed or captured. I have known Nobi a long time, and he would prefer death to giving away our secrets and putting us in danger every time. Garth, the feelings you have right now, take them and do not let Nobi's death be for naught. Hope is the act of remaining positive in the face of all the reasons not to. And you can't spell hope without Ho.
Yeah, well, it sounds cheesy when you say it.
Let Nobi's sacrifice feed not just your passion, but let it be the thing you return to when you need to reclaim hope. Without some, our rebellion can never succeed.
Succeed? They're steps ahead of us. How could we possibly...
No, this was not a failure. It was a lesson. We learned today we have to think more creatively in our efforts against the Empire. I learned that you were right to question me. And I learned I need to recommit to my position as path bearer and make the space for you to be the vanguard our order needs. That is, of course, if you choose to keep it. I will not stop you if you want to relinquish it after today.
No, I'll keep it. But for Delby, not for you.
Well, you can have your reasons. I'm grateful for your decision either way.